attention.
I'm sorry.
For many workers, the right tool for their job calls for a sharp cutting knife. They're used in a wide variety of work settings and for many different tasks. In fact, they're part of the everyday toolkit. And most of the time, people use utility knives safely. But in too many situations, someone uses a cutter unsafely, resulting in a serious cut, damaged product, or both. Cuts can be severe and painful, often requiring stitches, substantial medical treatment, and therapy. And damaged product accounts for millions of dollars in losses every year. This loss can affect everyone in a company because it can decrease the profitability of a company. So, why do these mishaps occur? One reason is that we don't give utility knives the respect they deserve.
I know how to use a knife. What more do I need to know?
What do you mean, Inspector Cutter? It's just a knife.
And that attitude can lead to simple mistakes and serious mishaps. So, let's take a closer look at the mishaps we saw earlier. We're going to identify some common causes of cutter mishaps. The first mistake Frank made was to tape the blade open. He disabled the knife's safety feature.
Hey, Frank.
Huh?
Next, he took his attention off his work and had his hand in the path of the cutter.
I'm sorry. No, I didn't mean to do that.
I wasn't paying attention.
I'm sorry.
The right way? First of all, don't disable safety features of a cutter. Always pay attention to your work when using a cutter. And keep your stationary hand clear of the cutting path.
Hey, sorry, man. I just wanted to...
Let's look at another situation. This trail of mistakes began when Julie grabbed the cutter without inspecting it. So she didn't notice that the cutter was poorly maintained and had a dull blade. Add to that the problem of trying to cut the box on an unstable work surface. First, be sure you're working on a stable surface. Then inspect your cutter before using it. Check to see that the blade is sharp. Remember, a dull blade is an unsafe blade because it requires more force to cut material. If the blade is dull or damaged, carefully remove it and make sure it's properly disposed of. Don't just throw the blade in a trash can, because the person changing the trash could get a serious cut. Be sure the cutter is well maintained, operates smoothly, and isn't damaged. The cutter handle should be free of oil or residue that could affect your grip. If your facility uses different kinds of knives, be sure to follow the manufacturer's instructions for each specific cutter. This was clearly a case of the wrong tool for the job. The result was damaged product, but it could easily have led to an injury. Using the right tool for the job will help protect your safety and prevent damage to products. And when using the right tool, make sure the blade is set to the correct depth so it won't damage product or increase the chance of injury. If you're using a knife with a segmented blade, the front edge of the blade should be flush with the front edge of the knife. Cutters are misused in a variety of ways, like using them as screwdrivers or to drill through materials. And don't force a cut by hitting the cutter with a hammer or other object. Using a cutter for something other than what it's designed for will just get you in trouble. For example, this person was hacking and chopping at the wrapping. And his body was in the path of the cutter. For your own safety, use your cutter as a cutter. Cut with a smooth, controlled motion. And try to keep your body positioned away from the path of the cutter if it's slipped. And keep your stationary hand clear of the cutting path. Safety cutters are important, widely used tools. Making safety the #1 priority while using this tool will help ensure that you'll receive many years of reliable, safe performance.